Hey guys, welcome to today's episode, and I hope you are going to enjoy. So, we had this conversation in a public place, so don't mind the noise in the background. And on today's episode, we have the chief guest who is Eunatic. If you haven't heard about Eunatic, check him out, check him on YouTube, check him on any music platform, Spotify, you'll find him and try to listen to his cool and amazing music. So I hope you're going to enjoy and feel free to share this podcast or episode with your family and loved ones. I think, do you remember the first time once with the Facebook account? When did you first have your Facebook? In which year? When you first opened your Facebook account?
I think the same year I started doing music. That was in 2012.
2012. And you have never changed the account, you still have it now.
Yeah, I still have the same account.
But you remember the way Facebook used to be at first? My face felt like you would usually just access it maybe once in a week.
Once in a week.
Even maybe once in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I remember.
And usually you didn't access it as an application, but as a browser. Facebook.com, either Opera Mini.
And I remember there was a time we used to use light Facebook where you wouldn't see a lot of feeds, but
Facebook
just
Lite,
messages.
yeah.
I remember.
But now Facebook took what up the application. We have an application whereby every day we are supposed to, like, even me personally, every day I usually see my notifications for Facebook.
Now it's safe to say that Facebook is a world of its own.
Yes, that's true. But the question now that comes in is what really changed? What has changed for us to reach this level? Is it that, can we say we have been addicted? Or we have been induced to fall in love with Facebook? Or what? Because the usage, in as much as there are a lot of platforms out there, but the usage of Facebook has been always increasing with time.
Okay, again, like if you talk about Facebook, it depends. Because honestly, I've never seen, okay, maybe I haven't been to a lot of countries. I've only been to two countries. But from my observation, I've never seen a country that uses Facebook like the way Zambians use Facebook. Yeah, and maybe it's because it's a very friendly and cheaper platform. Yeah, so it depends. When you talk about like us being addicted to Facebook in particular, not like all social media platform. Are you really talking about like the world in general, or are you talking about Zambians?
Specifically Zambians.
Yes. Exactly.
Because like here I've put it, like here in Russia, but I don't remember. Yes,
Facebook.
Very few Russians use Facebook. They are always using VK
and Instagram.
So like for Zambians, we don't have. It's sad, but we don't have our own. What we can call our own. But if we look at Russians, at least they have VK. And America's got Facebook, which we use, and Twitter. Instagram. And China's got other platforms, TikTok, and WeChat, and so on and so forth. So I think basically I was referring to us as Zambians.
It makes a lot of sense because Zambians really do use Facebook.
Why Facebook? Why not Twitter?
Yeah, I think maybe it's because it's cheap for starters. Because one thing I know about former Zambians, okay, I don't like speaking like this because it seems like I'm talking bad about my country or my people, but you know, sometimes it's just the way it is. Like tulashadira kwa kufindi things sana. You get my point? Like tulashadira, especially when it comes to technology and internet. You know, tulashadira. So it so happens that Facebook is that thing that is friendly and very cheap. That's why you find that we have settled on that to an extent where we've made like a world just there, on Facebook.
Okay, so it's much cheaper and user friendly
to use.
Okay. But do you think, okay, look, according to how you have seen the way things are in certain places, like for example in Russia, do you think at some point we will need our own social media platform?
I really think not. Do I think we will? I think we should. I think we really need to have our own platform. Not just not just maybe a platform. We need a lot of things that are just our own. It gives us an identity for starters, and it also just gives us the authority to control data, our own data. So I think we should. We should, honestly, we should.
But now, let me give an example of, like in Africa in general, we have a problem of electricity.
Yeah.
We have a problem of good internet, which is fast. Internet is very expensive. And don't you think these problems, the ecosystem in Africa contributes to new ideas being able to be born in Africa, because we don't have these infrastructures or models of trying to make the ideas work or start.
Yeah.
Or do you think we'll continue depending on the Western world?
I think we shouldn't. We shouldn't, depend on I think honestly, we can do a lot of things, even with the resources that we have at the moment. We can do a lot of things. I've seen people make apps right in Zambia. You've made a lot of apps, some that are not yet out, but you have done that, and with the resources that you have, and other people are still doing it. So I think sometimes, we try as much as possible to make excuses most of the times, or because of, internet illiteracy, maybe because of electricity, what. But we're still using Facebook.
Yeah.
We Zambians are on Facebook 24/7, so you can't tell me that it's because of internet or data. They will always find data to go on Facebook, so it can work. If we had our own platform there, if they want, they will find data to go on that platform to do whatever they want to do. So I think it's not really a matter of do we really have the resources. Sometimes it's just a matter of making excuses. Sometimes not even believing in ourselves. Yeah, but I really want to talk about how actually Facebook or just social media has really affected our youths in terms of lifestyle, mental health. I really want us to talk about that, because it's a topic that needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like, what would you say about how social media has actually affected the youths, mentally, and just like lifestyle as a whole?
I think when you talk of social media, like you put it, social media is people have made it seem like they've created the world on its own. But social media is actually us ourselves trying to place ourselves in a digital world. So you find that people, when they go on social media, psychologically they are stuck thinking that this is another place. But it's actually life itself, just in a digital format. So what happens is that people want to form two identities. So if I'm a youth, I'll say
that makes a lot of sense.
Me on social media, I'll have a picture of the person I want people to see me on social media.
Change a name.
Yeah, so I'll even change a name. I'll even put, like some people even put fake details. Studying at Cambridge, Stanford, Harvard. You know what I mean? Studying Harvard, so that you're able to like present yourself in a certain kind of way,
like an outer ego.
And just that itself simply shows that you have low self-esteem in yourself.
Okay.
Because if someone cannot be able to put the correct details, or if they are not comfortable, not include it, it means there's a certain kind of mentality we have, thinking that other people are better than us.
Okay.
You know, people studying at Harvard are the cool people. You get what I mean?
You're talking about something very deep. So I'm gonna ask you another question. Where do you think this mentality comes from? Like the thing of actually having this mindset of, oh, this person, if I say this, I will look like I belong to this set of people, or maybe it will make me look cooler. Like, what makes us think like that? Why are we not comfortable in who we are or what we have? Why do we always feel the need to look a certain type of way? Where do you think this complex thing comes from?
I think number one of the most complex things that has really affected us is the culture, like what we see.
We are talking about Zambians right now.
Yes.
We have narrowed it to Zambians.
Yes. The culture, what we see. For example, many Zambians in school, at home, some are diminished. They are made to feel like less of themselves.
Okay.
They are taught stuff that they are always being compared with other people. Like maybe two houses, the first house, the next house. No, look at your friend. Look at the way he does stuff. That itself, as you are growing up, it just creates a certain mentality to say, I am not the best. So you don't want to put yourself as a reference point, but you want to put other people as a reference point to say, me, no, I think this is the cool stuff. Because at the end of the day, psychologically, subconsciously, you have that low self-esteem of thinking that no, Chota is better than me, or people who learn at Harvard are better than me. So it affects. It's like the way they say chain reaction. It affects all these aspects of our lives, starting from our relationships. There are girls right now that have low self-esteem. I'm sure I've encountered or met a girl, or even guys that have very low self-esteem too, like with regards to their beauty. They're just like, me, no, nobody loves me.
I have a big nose. I have, whatever it is.
I don't have big butts. Blah blah blah, like all those simple kind of stuff. And you find that there are now those people that were taught a rare number of people that were told no matter what they did, they were encouraged. No, you can do it. That's why if you can be, you have stayed in Russia and you can be able to compare. I'm sure I've seen a difference between the way we are brought up and the way like Russians are brought up. I don't know what your comment about that in comparison, if you can compare the two.
Man, that's a very good question. Because there was one time I attended, a friend of mine, he's a very good Russian friend of mine. I attended his wedding. He's younger than me, by the way. He got married, I think, 5 months ago. I could see how, just the way, I could see from the wedding how he was brought up. The way his parents believe. I had a conversation with his dad, and I asked him a question. I was like, so how did you actually give him a go ahead to get married? Because he's not that old. He's young, he's young. Then the father told me, like, he came to me and he said, I found a girl that I love and I want to marry her. Then I only asked him one question. Are you sure she's the one? And he said yes. And I was like, okay, go ahead. That's what his father told him. Then I thought about our culture back home. If you go to your parents and you ask them, the first thing they'll ask you, just a lot of things. Are you sure? At times they can even tell you, because of the kind of family she's coming from, you can't marry that girl. You get my point? So it's like, this is a very, very big difference. He talked about, like, when he was given time to speak about his parent, he said, I'm so grateful. He was talking to his dad and he said, I'm so grateful to you because you did not only